Hello everyone, welcome back to Dialogue, the dialogue on analog music reproduction. Well, after several months of trying to hide my gear, my new gear, now it's finally time to display it and talk about it. Also because something else is coming in, so it's a continuous circle, which maybe it's a vicious circle, I don't know. It just keeps on going. So at this point, I have to start to talk about my new, well, not new actually, but my impressions, my experience with the Pass Labs Amplifier XA30.8 together with the magical XP22 preamp. Let's go.
Trouble is a man who loves me no more, no more. Trouble is a man I'll always adore. Nothing good to say, you have to be.
Okay guys, now for I would say 4 or 5 months I've been listening my new separates from Pass Labs. I got these used off the used market, excellent price. We're very lucky here in Europe because if you know how to wait and be patient, you can really find incredible deals. The machines are top quality. You can see here the baby with his nice glowing blue eye. Afterwards, we're going to take a look at it in depth. Not too much depth because everyone knows these machines, no need. In any case, a brief look is necessary. The main characteristics of the amp, but also the preamp, which is next to it. And apart from that, I first of all want to say that the Luxman, which was my prior amplification system before these, was a great machine, okay? I need to say this. It wasn't integrated, but it was fantastic. I still want to remark that. If you haven't seen the video, here's a link. I must admit, though, that with this separation, as you know, separating power supplies from anything, I would say, it's always a good idea. Things get better, and this it's a perfect example of that. But obviously, we're talking about something that we all know. Separates, in most cases, do sound better. Though they cost a lot. Because if you get too flimsy separates, then it's better to get a good integrated. At least that's my opinion. Apart from that, you know I'm a big fan of Class A. And in fact, here we have a Triumph. The preamp, but that's something we could say normal. But also the amplifier, which is a 30 watt per channel, Class A, pure Class A. Obviously, it can go in AB when you're really pushing at the maximum, but that's why we have this cute, cool display. And as you know, I'm a big fan of Class A. I just love that kind of sound. Nevertheless, there's excellent AB amplifiers out there, no question about it. So, now we're going to take a look at the different aspects, and afterwards I want to say a few words on the sound, obviously. Let's go. Okay guys, so I know a lot of you already know this machine, some of you have it, so I'll go very rapidly through the main functions. As you can see on the far left, we have the mute button, which obviously completely mutes both channels because, as you know, these are completely independent, the L and the R, the left and the right, which you can also change the volume according to the reverberation, the listening environment of your home, of your studio, wherever you are. Okay, then we have the mode, which simply dims the little screen. As you can see, it can go completely off, otherwise nice and bright. The different inputs. Here is the area necessary to control remotely the preamp. As you can see here, we have this nice machined piece of remote control, all in aluminum, where you can find the basic controls, power, mute, all the different inputs, including tape. Remember that you cannot do tape here on the display. You need the remote control. Then you can balance the volume here, the right and the left, if you want to, as I said before, increase or decrease one of the two. Obviously the volume is the pass-through is that if you connect this to a home theater, it has some dedicated presets on input number 5, and the external amp on button is just a trigger behind. Here you can dim the display. Okay, here on the far right, as you can see, there is the wonderful knob, which I do enjoy, I do like, but I would have liked a little more resistance, I must admit. Nevertheless, it's very smooth, very pleasing to the touch. And as you can see, this high quality machined aluminum box is just fantastic with this dark gray with the engraved logo. Beautiful. XP22 is truly a piece of art. And here below, as you know, the power supply. Now let's take a look at the back. Okay, here, as you can see now, the two units, the power supply and the preamp, are connected by the umbilical type of connection. Very cool power cord. I know there are fancy ones going for crazy prices, but I think this is just perfect, no need. Here, as you can see, we have the trigger I was talking about, if you want to connect something with a 3.5mm jack. We have 3 outputs, 2 single-ended, 1 balanced. We also have a tape loop, one of the reasons why I wanted to try out this amp. Fantastic. We have an output, which means a fixed volume, and also a dedicated tape in. We also have other 3 single-ended inputs, plus other 2 dedicated balanced inputs. Wow, there is a full set here. Love it. Here we have obviously the power part with a small little button. You can use it to turn it off and turn it on. I asked them, and everywhere, even on the net, everyone says to keep it on, no problem. So the downside is that you're going to have to turn down the illumination, the LED display, because that's always going to be on. Fortunately, you can dim that, but nevertheless, that's something a little, I think, not very functional. I mean, it would be good to have a standby mode. In any case, you can leave it always on and for optimal performance. Here we have the Iec Inlet, so you can put your custom cable, the fuses, and that's it. Fantastic construction, guys. As you can see, amazing, beautifully done. Okay, guys, here we are with the power amplifier from Pass Labs, the XA30.8 Class A amplifier, 30 watts per channel. Here, as you can see, we have the button to turn it on with this nice and classic blue LED blue. And what is this meter? It's not indicating volume, but it's indicating the Class A function. When you are going out from the Class A, the meter will start to go towards the right, meaning that you're going inside Class AB. But I must admit that if you have the correct speakers, that's rarely going to happen. And practically never happened with mine, Golden Ear Triton Reference. So that's already a big plus. Here goes the bells. So now we'll take a look at the rear. Very quick. I'm not going to turn it. This huge beast, it's way too heavy. Let's take a look at a picture. As you can see, there are handles because you really need to be able to move it. Here is the weight. I don't remember it in this moment. And you can see we have two solutions. A balance connection, which is the perfect pairing with the XP22 to have a fully balanced connection, or single-ended. Plus, you can also ground it. As you can see, there's also another trigger, if needed, to power something else. And these very, very nice binders, cable binders, which I like a lot. Because when you start turning them, when you reach the maximum tightness, they rotate and they start to click. At that point, you know everything is firmly locked into position. Fabulous. Great construction, guys, and everything is top-notch at this point, at this level, obviously. Okay, guys, I want to say right from the start that soon I'm going to show you other preamplifiers. Very, very interesting preamplifiers. The XP is going away. It was with me, as I said, for several months. This baby is staying with me, the amp, at least for now. We'll see in the future. Because I found that different types of preamplifiers, and I don't want to say too much, I don't want to spoil the video, together with the Pass, just gave me much more emotion. So stay tuned for that further video, for those further videos. In any case, let's talk about this synergy. I was coming from an integrated, and I must admit that I always had integrated in my life. And the Luxman is a top-notch integrated amplifier. Wow, baby. Nevertheless, when I passed, I hooked this up in my system, the Pass Labs amplifier and preamplifier. Things did change a lot. First of all, the sound was definitely more neutral, which may be a good thing, but not necessarily. I mean, I don't think there's a big problem if someone likes a section of the sound distorted or somehow modified by our equipment. No problem. I mean, if you like it warmer, if you like it cold, if you like it nice and bright on the top or rolled off. That was the case of the Luxman. I don't know if it was a perfect synergy with this room, with this environment, but the top end, the higher frequencies, were perfect in my opinion here. They were not bright at all, and I always had a little bit of this problem with other types of amplifiers I had before that. So the Luxman, maybe it has a roll off on the upper frequencies. In any case, the overall result was fabulous. What was the problem with the Luxman, which was immediately clear after I hooked up the Pass Labs? Soundstage. The 3D of the instruments. Everything in the Luxman was a little flattened, pushed on the same canvas. With these guys here, things started to emerge and get larger. That just was immediately clear, very clear. But the Luxman was an excellent sound. I also made some combinations because the Luxman could have been a power amplifier and could have been a preamplifier. And I tried that. I tried to hook up the XP to the Luxman and vice versa. And the Luxman maintained that special characteristics when it was used as a preamp. When it was used as a power amplifier, no. In fact, the only downside I feel in this setup, well, at least the main downside I would say, is that the XP is a little bright, at least for my taste, at least in my room, which I don't have acoustic treatment, but the environment is excellent. As you know, maybe you've seen my tour of my room. It's rather old. The last one I did two. Here's the link to the last one. A lot of things are not here anymore. I have to do a number 3, a 3.0 version, but you can take a glance at the room, and you will see that I have a lot of furniture, curtains, carpets, logs on the roof. The roof is tilted. I have all kinds of stones, a stone wall, because I live in a medieval or late 1800s actually structure here in Tuscany. So It's full of books. It's full of stuff. It is excellent. There is very, very little reverberation, actually. So I think it's a very good environment to listen. Nevertheless, this guy was bright. Now, I must admit that after 5 months, things started to get a little better because, yes, they were used, but not that much. So using it, burning in, I know a lot of you don't think that is true. I don't know why, because it's 100% clear to me in different things, starting from cables all the way to speakers and things like that. In any case, I don't want to get into this now. I actually already did a video on burn-in. Here is a link if you're interested. There's also a special recipe of me to use, different frequencies, swipes from low all the way to very high, and the XP started to get a little more sweet. And I liked it. I liked it very much. I liked it more than a Luxman. I kept the Luxman next to him, I swear, for months. I couldn't decide, but in the end, I did feel that the Pass Labs was better, but not that much. And if you consider how much these cost retail, now the prices in Europe are different. So I'll just put the prices here now in dollars. And considering, and also here, the Luxman. But as you can imagine, the Luxman is almost half. So in terms of expense, the Luxman wins hands down. But it is a little flat, I must admit. These guys really blossom sound, absolutely. And as you will see in future videos, with a different preamp, things get much, much better. But that's another story. So, those are the main things I wanted to say. Something else I like a lot about this combination, as I said, the 3D reconstruction, the soundstage got better, but also, I know I say this a lot of times, but that is where you can sense things, is the transients. When you have this dynamic music and you can feel those passages, the quality, the timbre of the instruments, you just understand you're listening to something really conceived with high professional experience and competence and quality materials, no doubt. I'm not saying anything new, we all know that, but I wanted to test it with my hands and my ears, all the fuss on Pass Labs, and I must admit that we do have meat here to eat. But soon we're going to new islands, new territories, new seas. Stay tuned to watch them. Thank you again for watching, guys, and remember that music was born analog. Ciao! Well, guys, if you're enjoying my videos and you're enjoying my channel, please consider to subscribe by clicking the black and white logo here below. Also, don't forget to click the notification bell so you'll never miss an episode and you will become a true member of the analog community.